So I'm going to cover the top 10 SEO mistakes that people make and also try to provide tips on how to fix these mistakes. The first mistake is not providing value. And it's not just a concept that Google keeps talking about, which is sort of becoming a gimmick where it's please provide value to the community, please share valuable information, do good for the internet, you know. It's not just about that. There's a very simple Google patent that was that they filed, which may or not may be in use currently, but may become in use in the future. And it's basically when a person clicks on your website from Google, if they click right back, it may indicate to Google that your website is of low value and of low quality. And usually, why do people do that? Is because you're not providing value. So they click, they see that it's something that it's not relevant or interesting, and they click right back. So that may actually affect your ranking. One of the ways to fight it is, of course, like they said, provide value. So you may put interesting videos, you may put imagery, articles which are relevant, facts, something that is very factual and interesting to read, and that's going to keep visitors longer on your website. They may click on related stuff, stay there longer, and of course eventually convert into a sale, and indicate to Google at the same time that your website does provide value. So the second mistake that a lot of webmasters make is not optimizing the content that they produce or that they already have. One of the easiest ways of doing it is to take the article idea that you have, to go on Google Keywords tool, just Google it up, Google Keyword tool, run that title through their tool, and pick the keyword title that has the most searches, right? So, for example, you've written an article, and the idea about the article is, for example, damage insurance for vehicles. But once you go on the Google Keyword tool, you see that the best keyword for that is damaged car insurance. So you replace the idea that you had with the one that gets the most searches, and you optimize the content this way. Another way of doing it, so apart from the titles, you would also try to sprinkle around the keywords which are related to that specific topic, and you would also use it in the H1 tags. So these things are pretty easy to Google up. Titles, H1 tags, and sprinkling keywords to create a good keyword density. So the third mistake that I often hear about and see personally when people talk to me about SEO is like, oh, so you do SEO? Oh, well, did you hear about that new gimmick, insert gimmick, SEO gimmick into the question? And the question is, yes, I have, but the answer is no, it probably doesn't work. So one of the things that people do is they hear about this new super killer solution, like these ridiculous products like Google Sniper or something like that, that basically promises you Google rankings. If anyone had that, they'd be using it, they would never share it with you, trust me on that. Or if they do have it, it may work, but Google is like the IRS. So you may get away with it today, you may get your rankings for the next 5 days, but 3 months later, your whole business is based on these rankings. Google comes, they run the algorithm, they see that it's a complete lie, and you get penalized. Do you really want that? No. So do not follow these SEO gimmicks. So the fourth one is link building using dirty tactics. It's a common mistake as well, and you can use things like, for example, someone tells you, okay, link build only using X rumor. So it's spam software from Russia, which people tend to use, gives you millions of links, worthless. Or they tell you, okay, just build the links using social media links, like you're gonna get these no follows from a whole bunch of places. People used to use Delicious, Dig, all these other places. So once again, it's a worthless, dirty link building tactics. What you should be doing, and I highly recommend it, is look at what your competition is doing. So when you're doing SEO, you're always trying to outrank someone, right? So you take the website that is outranking you in the SERPs, you do a link analysis, Majestic SEO can do it for you, and you imitate what the competition is doing. And it also gives you ideas of where to do proper link building for your website. So do not use dirty link building tactics. The fifth mistake, of course, is when you're thinking of doing SEO, you don't want to do it yourself, so you blindly hire an SEO company. Do your due diligence. Look at the reviews that they have. If you're doing local SEO, try to find local SEO companies. Look at who is going to conferences, ask around, and look at the companies at what they offer you. So go to several places, do not just jump at the first company, and I would definitely not recommend you going with these companies that are spamming websites all around. Hello, we're the latest SEO company offering SEO services. Just do your due diligence, do not blindly jump at the first company you see. The sixth one is not signing up to Webmaster Tools. It's a free tool that is offered by Google, which gives you a direct line of communication with Google. Usually it's like a one-way line because they're communicating to you. But it gives you insights into, for example, crawl errors. So if your website has some kind of structural hindrances, it's going to show you that Google is not able to crawl it. It's going to give you your positions for certain keywords. If your website gets penalized, they're going to give you the notification. Sometimes it's a warning, so listen, you're doing this, stop doing it, or we're going to penalize you. Or you actually get a notification, okay, buddy, it's too late, you've been penalized. But you can actually find out from Webmaster Tools. Seventh mistake is not updating your content. So one of the things that people do is they always try to nail a specific keyword. Okay, I want to be #1 for cat food, or I want to be #1 for this or that. But if you actually look at the Google Analytics, you will realize that a lot of visitors, they're coming from completely unique search terms. So it's not something that you can actually predict. So by constantly updating your content and writing articles which are relevant to your niche, you're going to be spreading, like casting a very wide net, and getting all of this traffic from keywords that you didn't even expect you were going to get. And apart from getting the traffic, you can also actually attract links. So if it's something that is really link worthy, let's say it's like link bait, people are actually going to link to that content, which is good for SEO as well. Eighth mistake is not using proper hosting. So sometimes people, they come to me like, hey, you know, I found this super cheap host, it's like $2 a year. Well, I mean, you get what you pay for, right? So if it's either a very cheap host or if it's completely free blogging platform, like for example, there's the one with WordPress, there's a bunch of them, Squidoo, you're not exactly getting the best SEO value. Why? Because it has a low barrier to entry. So any average Joe can go and create a bunch of content on it, and having proper good hosting gives speed, but it also provides barrier to entry, and you better believe that Google looks at those things as well. Number 9 is not installing analytics. Oh my God, I'm not using Gmail, I'm not using Google Analytics, it's all with Google, this big conspiracy, I'm not going to use it. Don't believe it. You should be using Google Analytics. It gives you insights into how many visitors you get, it gives you insights into what keywords they're typing in, it gives you so many different insights. You can set up goals, you can see how much time they spend on your website. It's an absolute must-have if you're doing SEO and if you're trying to optimize your website, which you of course should be doing. So I would say the 10th biggest mistake that webmasters make is they're over-optimizing their anchor text. By over-optimizing, I mean they're using the same exact anchor text. So of course, you know that it's good for SEO when the actual anchor text, that is the clickable blue part of text that people actually click on to get to your website, is the keyword that you're trying to target. It's definitely good, but too much of a good thing can be also bad. So what you want to do is you want to vary it, because let's face it, if you want to sound natural, when people oftentimes they mention your website or your service, they're often going to be mentioning just the URL of your website, right? So it doesn't mean that you should just use the URL, it doesn't mean that you should just use the anchor text that you're targeting, but you should vary it, because oftentimes it can also be a keyword like here, the anchor text here. So for example, if you want to find out more, click here, or even more, right? So you can also look at what the competition is doing, just see what is their healthy mix, but try not to over-optimize the anchor text, because it may start basically bringing up red flags in terms of as far as Google is concerned.